So there are small works in the show and also larger works. What are the differences between the two?
Well, aside from the size, part of what features one from the other is my purpose. The small works I think of as being really fun and colorful. And part of my goal with that was to find out what is in my own local everyday environment that is exciting. Because I tend to think of where I live as being a very average and a little boring kind of environment. I don't have any wonderful landmarks, there aren't any four-star restaurants, so my goal was to find something that was really worthwhile. So I feature little snippets that I look at, and when I focus on them I think, that is wonderful, it's beautiful, it's tasty, it's colorful, it's got great texture, light, shadow, whatever. With the bigger pieces, I have a lot of landscapes and structures that on the surface seem realistic, like you could go there and see that. But on the underneath parts, like peeling away the onion, there are some other depths. They tend to be metaphorical. They sometimes are symbolic of maybe life experiences we have. So they tend to mirror passages in time or passages in life that we all go through.
The brick paintings are called your presentia series.
Yes.
What exactly does presentia mean?
Well, presentia means present in Latin. And it makes me think about being present in the present current time. Instead of thinking about the past or thinking about the future, which we tend to do a lot. I mean, we human beings tend to be one place or another, but usually not right here now. So it was a way to me of expressing thinking about being in the present time of whatever's happening in my life. And we tend to go through passages in life, you know, we have times that are harder, easier, whatever. So I like to focus on doors and windows, and here, for example, you see a corridor with an arched doorway and a figure that is going out of the doorway. So I think of that as a passage in life that this person has moved through and has left something behind, which is signified by the dead leaf here. And it may be a time of darkness, but you also see a lot of color, which to me signifies hope, going out into the light, which is moving on from some life experience. And then also, I think, going forward with renewed energy and enthusiasm. So to me, the bricks, where you have a structure built one brick upon another to make the whole, is kind of like our lives. You know, we're made up of all of our experiences and all of our thoughts and our feelings and everything that's happened. And I see that as a great metaphor for the brick structures and a person's life experience.
So there's actually a lot of symbolism in this.
Indeed there is, yes. Yes. So on the surface it may seem like a place you can visit, and in fact it is. This is from the Great Wall of China, but it also has a connection to life experience.
All right, so we covered this somewhat, but what is actually the technical process for creating the paintings?
The technical process is going out with my camera and taking some photographs, looking at them on the computer, deciding which ones I want to work with or which parts of them I want to work with, then going down with that as my reference material into the studio and setting about painting it. And I usually do a pencil sketch first on the gesso canvas or the gesso MDF panel that I like to use, and mix up the paints and then just simply start painting.
Has your career as an illustrator affected your work as a fine artist, and do you feel that you're a fine artist or an illustrator at this point?
I am both a fine artist and an illustrator because I am still doing both. However, I'm doing more fine art than I'm doing illustration. But I think of the two as being very similar. We need a lot of the same skills. Being an illustrator, I think, has helped me to see detail and to think in a little different way and to really notice small things that can matter in a finished piece.
What aspects of exhibiting here at the Vargas Gallery in Mission College stand out in your mind?
Part of what I like is the small space. I mean, it's a small, intimate room, and I think it's really easy to get close to the work and establish a personal relationship with it. I love the brown walls. I think it really complements my pieces. And I was also really struck by the response of the students who came to the reception. I found them very engaged in the process of being here and interacting, And I also thought they had great questions and were very enthusiastic. So it was really a good experience.
So what advice do you have for students who'd like to have their own solo exhibits?
Well, certainly students need to keep practicing and doing new work and getting better with their technique. I think they also need to think about what their vision is and what they're hoping to show and express in their artwork. One thing I always hear a lot about is how it's important to have a body of work that is similar enough to look good in a show. So I think quality, consistency, and having a vision are all important. And also to be patient and to keep trying, because it can take a long time before you get what you want.
Well, thank you for coming and talking to us about your beautiful artwork.
Well, thank you, Lynn. It's been a real pleasure. I've loved being here. My art looks great, and I'm thrilled. Thank you.